So let me ask you two gentlemen, have you ever heard of fish brew?
Fish brew. It does sound familiar.
So right now on the market, there's fish shit, food, and then fish brew. So fish brew is basically how I got involved in this whole industry. Was basically I was taking, aquaculture, aquaponics is the use of fish to grow plants. Most people don't understand. It's not like literally taking the fish and burying it under the ground and putting seed on top of it. This is more about taking fish manure, which is just crazy loaded with the nutrient cyclers. So protozoa, fungi, as well as nematodes. And so back, after my divorce, I went back to what I loved and was passionate about. And I'd go around to different aquaculture companies, land-based, obviously, and I would harvest their fish waste, and then I would aerobically stabilize it and then use it, and I put it on plants. The plants exploded, but I didn't know why. So that's why I ended up going down to Rodale to meet this woman named Elaine, who I didn't know who she was at the time. Come to find out, it's Elaine Ingham. And she basically took me under her wing and showed me, what all of the other things around it were. In other words, compost, vermicompost, thermal versus mesophilic versus stagnant, soil organic farming versus this hybrid mix of chemical and organic, and the whole gamut. And so the reason I ask you guys about this is because during the pandemic, my friend Keith Wilda, who I've known for probably 15 years now, and in the beginning he laughed a lot about my passion for fish shit, because I'll be honest, guys, if I'd go some of these farms I'd go to, if I got this stuff on me, I had to throw my clothes away. You could not wash it out. If you got it on your skin, you smelled nasty for about 2 to 3 days. And I quickly realized that there was an issue with those types of manure versus the manures that didn't have that kind of problem. And that was that the anaerobes were so thick and taken over, concentrated, that they had basically eliminated the aerobic contingencies that were laying in wait. So I would teach these farmers, these aquaculture guys, how to, change their sand filters, get rid of their biological filters, get a better rotary screen drum filter, and just build the aerobic, or go into the facultative side, facultative anaerobes, to get their fish health up. And then when I did that, by default, now I had a material that I could stabilize in an hour or two. So, a lot less work, right? And if I got some on me, I didn't smell like shit for days. So win-win, right? And then plus the health of their fish was better. They didn't have to deal with the mortalities. Just again, win-win right down the line. So Keith calls me during COVID, screaming at me, like, yelling at me, because he saw fish shit being sold for $185 a quart at the hydro store. And I was like, Keith, you're a fucking idiot. I've been telling you for 15 years, you're flushing gold down the goddamn toilet. Why don't you start your own business, man? I'll promote you. I use your stuff. He actually went so far as to build a filter for me on his farm in Cape Cod. And that farm is really, really special because it has freshwater diatoms. Now, diatoms are a microorganism that is really unique in the essence that it can take minerals from the water as a food source, or it can use light as a food source. And what it creates is bioavailable silica. More importantly, it creates oxygen as a byproduct of its growing. So getting these diatoms back into the soil, well, we build the oxygen in the soil. That means you can have a higher density population of bacteria, a quicker transition from dirt to soil, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I highly recommend you to go to the website, fishbrew.com, reach out to Keith, tell him that you're associate of me, and you guys start carrying this stuff, because it literally is the key to taking dirt and turning it back to soil. Now, it's one of the 3 foundational products I use. I make BioComplete compost, I use vermicompost, and I use fish brew exclusively. I put it together, I strip out the organic matter and the biology, and then whatever's left I put back into my compost pile. But for a soil builder and a guy like you, you know, I was told Bob about BioAg or about Fish Brew probably, I don't know, 7-8 years ago. But of course, he wasn't in business at that point. But he understood the value of what I was talking about. So please, you know, to reach out to this guy, because you guys, this especially you, Nate. I mean, it'll turn your living soil into something that you can't even imagine. Because remember, with you getting into those high temps, you're cooking off a lot of shit. So it's going to take time for that biology to come back into play. Well, this is instant, man. You just take a quart of this stuff, mix it with 5 gallons of water, put it on your soil, or sell it to them as an additive, tell them to install it once their soil is installed. You're going to have incredible results. I mean, just astronomically different.
Yeah, I would love to check it out. We do re-inoculate the soil after the composting process, but I mean, you know, more biological diversity is usually better, you know, so I would love to check it out.
Yeah, you'll see incredible results. I guarantee it.